Bulunaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
Yandravinaka, Fiji. In this bulletin, government to pay for quarantine costs. Body of police officer recovered. And relief assistance rolled out to Yasawas.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
To date, the government has accommodated 355 individuals for quarantine at designated hotels since 28th March. Currently, there are still 221 individuals under quarantine. Government continues to pay for the accommodation and meals of Fijians coming from abroad for their full 28 days of quarantine. In a statement, the Health Ministry has clarified that government will cover the costs for those individuals who will be kept at designated quarantine facilities upon their arrival into the country. Anyone coming into the country through the Nandi International Airport is taken straight to designated hotels for a 28-day quarantine period and will be under the strict supervision of health officials. This is a measure to ensure that there is no spread of COVID-19, especially from those coming in from abroad who potentially could have been exposed to the virus. Fiji currently still has 17 confirmed cases of COVID-19. The body of a 52-year-old police officer was recovered from a boat that capsized near Tomberoa Island over the weekend. Police say the victim, who was based at Nausori, has gone out fishing with 3 others when they encountered bad weather. The 3 others were rescued by fishermen. However, the police officer could not be located. Police spokesperson Ananai Soro says the victim's body was recovered after a search was conducted early yesterday morning. An investigation is ongoing and a post-mortem examination will be conducted soon. 67 people were arrested on Saturday night, including a case of lockdown breach, which allegedly occurred in Nausori last weekend. A report was received by police that the accused had allegedly breached the Nausori lockdown restrictions after he swam from Tonga to Nandali. Of the total number of arrests, 48 were for social gathering breaches, 18 for curfew breaches, and the lone case of breach of lockdown in the Eastern Division. The Southern Division recorded 32 breaches of social gathering, the North 10 and 6 in the West. 13 curfew breaches were recorded in the South, 3 in the West and 2 in the East. Commissioner of Police Brigadier General Sitiveni Ngilio says the majority of social gathering arrests that continue to be made are of those found drinking yangona and alcohol in groups. More than 5,000 Fijians have been assisted so far during the Malolo, Yasawa and Mamanuva Group Ration Distribution Initiative following Tropical Cyclone Harold. Government teams have so far visited more than 10 villages, with 32 remaining villages on the 3 islands yet to be visited. Assistant Roko Nemani Tarotaro says the villagers are grateful for the timely assistance, as most of them are still grappling with the destruction left by TC Sarai in December last year.
So far the assistance been given out, it's been something that the people have been really waiting for, as most of them have been recovering from TC Sarai. And when TC Harold came, most of the things that they have planted to sustain them for the next 6 months have been taken away.
The United States Embassy has become one of the first organizations to make a contribution towards the Velomani Food Bank, an initiative organized in partnership by government and the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission. It aims to reach families whose relatives or workmates have tested positive for COVID-19 and were directly affected by the quarantine. CEO Joel Abraham says we are living in a time where everyone needs to show solidarity and stand together, not just as Fijians, but as human beings. The ambassador of the United States to Fiji, Joseph Sella, says every bit counts and it's important that we show our Fijian spirit.
From the United States Embassy family to our Fijian family, our service on Iraq.
We would like to show a heartful appreciation and thank you for making this first donation. It will definitely go a long way in feeding a lot of Indian families.
A total of $510,155 was spent during the COVID-19 lockdown operation by the Agricultural Marketing Authority. Following the announcement of the lockdown of the areas which were and are still currently on lockdown, the Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the AMA, set up buying booths at these respective borders to ensure consistent supply of fresh fruits and vegetables. The Agricultural Marketing Authority CEO Alvin Sharma highlighted that the AMA bought over 50 tons of fresh produce from farmers across Fiji during these challenging and unprecedented times and paid cash on the spot to those farmers.
This is a phenomenal achievement for AMA, as we have provided the farmers of Fiji, especially in the peri-urban and rural areas, with a readily available outlet to sell their produce to, and thus generated good cash flow income for them and their families. The effect of Tropical Cyclone Harold in particular made it even more important for farmers to harvest their crops quickly and sell it to AMA so that it doesn't get damaged in the fields.
Vice President of the Fiji Rental Cars Association, Shalit Kumar, says the association is hoping rental companies will get additional months of repayment holiday on their car loans once the 3-month period is over. Kumar says the association does not expect things to get back to normalcy in a day or two. He says it may take months or even longer. The Vice President says a lot of their cars are parked and they are facing a lot of challenges in terms of business operation. Kumar has reiterated on the need for businesses to continue to practice good hygiene, as this is one of the ways that we can combat the COVID-19 outbreak. The Fiji Higher Education Commission is advising its institutions to resume the delivery of training activities from today. Communications Officer Ipineri Rawalai says this follows a memo issued earlier requesting all higher education institutions to defer all face-to-face trainings until last Friday due to COVID-19. Rawalai says it's crucial for all institutions to conduct trainings using online platforms as a precautionary measure.
The Fiji Education Commission also encourages higher education institutions to continue to monitor responses to COVID-19 by the global higher education sector to identify lessons learned, shared and implemented.
Coming up, a stronger Tier 2 nations rep needed in World Rugby Executive Committee, and Fiji Under 15's focus on individual training.
Oira na ngone no de nunu enda be singa ni mataka.
Mersi sunga da kena loma dina kena mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitar lo bina nora baksa ngai ka wala lo mataki na ngone. Dalo bina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kiki rau enda be mataka.
Boniti kena makarombuka.
Ni boy tini kalima na miniti me ono kina tini na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndobo ibiti.
Indah pindah na mataka dan ramai na singabo.
The Fiji Secondary Schools Rugby Union have 3 options for their Dean's competition when the second school term starts in June. FSSRU executive have met prior to the lockdown and mapped out ways on how they can still have their competition in Term 2. There are a few options on the table for them, but it will depend on the number of weeks there will be for the next school term. FSSRU President Setareki Merikula says their last option will be to cancel the Deans this year.
The other option is to have seven-a-side competition. We won't be able to have a physical competition between 8 to 5 weeks before the school holidays. Less than 5 weeks, we are rolling off the FSSRU competition.
The Fiji Under 15's players are focusing on their individual training ahead of the Rugby World Cup next year. With the COVID-19 restrictions in place, the side has no other choice but to train individually as sporting facilities have been closed. Captain Serima Lewaningila says this has impacted their scheduled trainings and test matches lined up for the side.
We were wanting more test match to get us ready for next year. And now with what's happening, it's really like uncertain.
The Rugby World Cup is scheduled on September 18th next year in New Zealand. And looking at the weather, cloudy conditions with a chance of afternoon showers over the group today. And that is UFBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC TV's radio and digital media news. Be sure to check out www.fbcnews.com.fj. Keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।